My name is Brian Melick, and I have been professionally performing since I was 13. And I am a drummer. I play a lot of percussion instruments from all over the world. When I was in middle school, I had the coolest music teacher in all the world. His name was Thomas Hyde. And so he pulled us all together and said, listen, I want to create like a little Tijuana brass band. And so it's a little talent show. So he put us together. We played, I think, 3 or 4 songs. You know, a wonderful man by the name of Jim Stotts, band leader at that time, had a group around this area, just south of Albany. And he was the gentleman that put this whole talent show thing together. So Jim needed a drummer. He was very impressed with what I was doing and how I handled myself. And he asked my folks if he could come and pick me up, even with my little drum set, and bring me to the gig. So at 13 years old, my career got started. And when I was about 17 years old, they allowed me to pick out my present that year, and it was a used conga drum from Drome Sound. And that changed my life. What happened at that point is I started to experiment in blending what we know as more conventional drums. I was becoming more infatuated with hand drums, so I would start to incorporate these, because that became the catalyst for me to want to explore more. The oud drum is a magical instrument in my life. When I was about 12 years old, my mom and dad came home with a record from Baba Tundi Olatunji. He recorded a monumental, groundbreaking record called Drums of Passion, and I put it on. Boy, the hair on the back of my neck stood right up. Because of that drum, I met him. And not only did I meet Baba, when he was down at Omega Institute, grabbed my hand and said, come and let's play some oud. That drum made it possible for me to meet not only Baba, who changed my life. I came to this instrument, realized that I was able to give people good information. I created a resource that the Metropolitan has on file. I'm very honored about that. But I also became a catalyst for me to design and get patents on designs that would later make it possible for people all over the world to be able to play these instruments, because they're round-bottomed and they're clay. They're very, very fragile. I couldn't go to the store and find a stand that would work. I started thinking, what can I do to bend something? So I showed them to Frank Giorgini, the artist that makes these drums, and he goes, I can't believe it. He says, you've created something that supports these instruments perfectly, and as an artist, you are taking nothing visually away from my work. The coolest thing was when I went to see Paul Simon perform, and Ciro Battista had his oud in my stand. I went, okay, I did something. You know, so education, of course, is really important. It's always exciting for me to talk to folks after the gig. How I got deeper into it is I happened to be doing a gig. These 2 folks came up to me. One was a 6th grade teacher, and the other was, I think she was an elementary school or middle school librarian. And they said, would you come to my library and do what you just did? And the other teacher said, would you come to my classroom? And I went, oh my God, there it is. There's the opportunity. My son uses Legos as a form of modeling, if you will. You know, it's incredible what these guys are doing. The most important thing to remember is you can't cut, you can't drill, and you can't augment the brick. You have to honor the brick. Well, I found a triangular brick. It's monumental for a drum because, see, now I could build the shell. So now I'm like all excited. I could actually make a drum. I hit the drum, my jaw dropped. I was like, how's this working? This is so cool, playing this Lego drum kit. Maybe the industry will feel like this is kind of cool. So Modern Drummer is probably the kingpin. So they said, of course we have a place in the magazine. We do this great article called Kit of the Month. It's where all these crazy kits, you know, people are, but they work. We got this wonderful article in 2016. This past August, I worked with a wonderful composer by the name of Elizabeth Woodbury Cassius, and she and a gentleman from Ghana, his name is Zorky Nelson, they co-collaborated to create a world music group. We were fortunate to go and visit with Zorky, his family, and see how, you know, the area that he grew up in. We had the opportunity to perform twice. The first time was a wonderful group that Zorky was principally involved in at the foundation level. It's a group called the Pan-African Youth Orchestra. They are a treasure to be received and be able to perform in Ghana and have them receive me the way that they did and know that I had the blessing of visiting with folks afterwards and having people tell me, I felt you. I am very, very serious when I tell you I am very honored to be a part of somebody else's work. It means a lot to me. I don't take it lightly. It's just not just another gig. When I look back and see what I've been able to accomplish, believe me, it's not because I had this incredibly well-defined roadmap. I mean, I like that. I do. I feel very fortunate to have the diversity of my career because of it. When you're invited into these different circles, it's just an incredible feeling, you know, that people are hearing you and they're feeling you. My great uncle told me the most important thing for a drummer, you don't have to hear me. It's imperative that you feel me. And I live that.